Yo, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to episode 15 of the SMACKTALK Wrestling Podcast. Let me talk to you. That was for David. I'm
Not even
joined
a
once
fan.
again.
Not even a fan.
Yes, I am. Once again, I am joined by my co-hosts Gonzo and Angel AOK Gaming. How you guys doing?
Phenomenal one.
This is not Saturday, right?
It's not Saturday. So
I'm just double checking. Double checking. We had to do a bit of a change
Special
up.
edition.
Talk to us, Mark.
Yeah, so we had to do a little bit of change because, work doesn't allow me to be great. So we have to change the day. You can now join us every Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We actually started pretty much on time today. So that's a first. So, but unless we have a PLE where we could all go do a post show, you could find us every Wednesday for the Smack Talk Wrestling Podcast. And of course, if you just can't catch any day, you could always go on Spotify and listen to the audio. But once again, we appreciate you guys joining. Any type of engagement, we will definitely put you guys up on the screen. We'll talk. So we encourage that throughout the show. And with that being said, let's get started, guys. And we haven't really talked in a while. It's been a few weeks. We missed Backlash. We couldn't get together for a show. We missed the horrendous WWE draft. We're not really going to talk about Backlash. I mean, it was a good show overall, but it was a very predictable show. I think we all pretty much predicted every single match. So I mean, there's nothing really to talk about there. But let's talk briefly of the WWE Draft 2024. So Angel, I know you were pretty adamant on how crappy the draft was. So I think everyone knows my stance, but not a lot of people know yours. So why don't you give me a little quick, recap if you can, or just your thoughts of the draft this year?
I think I talked about it a little bit last time, but we're like in the middle of the draft last time I was on there with you guys. My thoughts haven't really changed. They're pretty similar to yours. We've talked about it a lot, and we have different ideas of maybe how they can change it or make it better. I've been thinking about it. Actually, I was thinking about this yesterday, or maybe when I was watching, yesterday, because I finished watching Raw yesterday. But I was thinking about maybe they can do something where there's like rankings for factions or something where there's team related or manager related where they can make trades. I don't know. I was hoping like there was an idea out there where this draft can matter more, because right now it just doesn't matter, man. And I get they have ongoing stories, like I've said before. Title belts don't change, which makes sense, but at the same time, it kind of waters down the draft. But I don't know. I hope they can come up with something a little bit more exciting. I don't think anyone's really like too keen on like, oh, it's draft week. Like, how many big names have changed? I mean, I can't think of too many that crossed over that was a big deal, besides like Naya, and this is literally off the top of my head, Naya and Damage Control changed, I think.
Nia Jax, Damage Control were pretty much
others,
the biggest ones.
Yeah, the call-ups were cool. We talked about that. I really like the call-ups. That's cool. I want more stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on it. So,
Gonzo.
Mark Calloway, aka The Undertaker, came out publicly and said that it was boring. It wasn't good. Wasn't great.
Shocker.
And what Angel had said, can we do something to where someone trades up? The Undertaker literally said that. He's like, that's usually what happens in real life drafts for the NBA and the NFL. That would add a lot more intrigue if you were to do something along those lines. So for me, this was my first WWE draft since 15 years ago when they first debuted this whole thing. And yeah, I mean, my wife watched it and she's like, so everyone stayed on the same show except for like two people. I think the coolest thing that I enjoyed was the NXT call-ups, because Lyra Valkyria and who's the other lady?
Blair Davenport.
Blair Davenport was completely shocked. She wasn't aware of that. So that whole shock factor was awesome to see. That was genuine to me. And I liked how they did that. So to me, that was probably one of the most authentic things that they did. I don't care for the reality that, oh yeah, off screen, yeah, here are like 8 people that we just drafted, and it totally takes away from their significance. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess, type of thing. So It's lackluster, if you ask me. I mean, it's cool, but they need to do something a little bit different.
No, I agree for the most part. We saw Damage Control move. We saw, Nia Jax. We saw the LWO. We saw New Catch Republic being drafted to Raw. We saw those teams. Nothing really out there. I mean, I know past years we've seen like tag teams broken up, via the draft. We didn't get any of that. We got NXT call-ups, which were obviously amazing. Personally, you guys already know how I feel about the draft. I'm not going to harp on it. It sucks. It's stupid. It's pointless just because of everything that just happened that we all pretty much agree on. One thing I would change, though, I mean, with social media being how it is and how they do things like how we did with the WrestleMania, the countdown WrestleMania in Vegas, I would like to see maybe just an actual draft show where you don't have to do these off-camera draft picks. I don't know, I wouldn't put any matches. I would literally just do like a whole draft show like the NFL draft. You'll have people come up on the podium, the pick is in. And in the meantime, instead of doing matches, either do just NXT doing matches or just show video vignettes of everyone that just got drafted and be like, oh, these are their highlights, these are top matches, just to hype up the people that were drafted. Do like an hour or two draft show and just call it a day.
They could do that at the Performance Center, to be truthful with you.
Yeah, I mean, so that's how I would do it, just to make some type of intrigue to draft the entire roster from top to bottom and everyone sees what happens. But at the same time, if you're not going to do any major changes, it's really not going to be that great of a show regardless. So, but that's it. One thing I do want to ask you guys though, so with the draft being ended, do you guys have a bold prediction for a specific superstar this year in 2024? Angel or David, whoever comes first.
You can go first if you want, Gonzo. I'm thinking.
So bold prediction, like with the announcement of the draft, now that we know where people are at, just
who are there? Bold prediction, just off the top of your head. Doesn't have to be crazy,
Who was the first lady that was called up from NXT?
Was it Lyra or
No. It wasn't Lyra. It was the other girl. It wasn't Blair Davenport. I can't remember her name.
No, Blair was in the last round. I forget. NXT call-ups.
I forget her name. I mean, just because like in NXT, she wasn't doing too much, but she was a high draft pick, right? If you're going with the story.
Kiana James?
Yeah, I mean, she was a high draft pick. So technically speaking, I'm actually going to go out on a limb and say somehow she is going to get really involved with some type of storyline when it comes to a singles match of some kind to insert herself into the story, because I'm really curious as to why her at this time was she called up.
Yeah, she was I'm looking right now. She was the highest drafted female. So she was drafted night 1, round 4, pick 4. The next female was Lyra, night 2, round 5, pick 3, and then Blair Davenport was the last one, night 2, round 6, pick 4.
So I mean, I like Valkyria a lot, her ring on her, mic skills and everything. So the fact that this other person was drafted as high as they were, without knowing too much, right? If I'm just a casual fan, clearly she has talent if she was taken that high.
Okay. Angel, do you have any type of bold predictions from anyone in the draft? Doesn't have to be an NXT superstar. It could be someone that's already on the roster. Doesn't matter.
Bold is tough. I don't know how many people have an opportunity to do a lot. They're still holding back Braun Breaker. He's not even in the tournament. He's someone that I'm really hoping they have a plan for, and they're really got something ready for him, because he's been sitting on the bench pretty much. I mean, even when he had the tag titles, I don't even. Corbin has had more TV time than him, and Corbin just got here. Like, I don't know what's going on.
That
with
guy
him, but
sucks.
This is a hopeful prediction more than a bold prediction. I'm hoping that Braun Breaker is going to break out and through the summer start doing some stuff. He's not in the tournament. He's not doing a lot besides these little squash matches. I'm really hoping they do more with him, because it's not looking great right now. So I'm hoping it's going to be more than that.
Well, I'm going to stick on the Braun Breaker train, and my bold prediction is that Braun Breaker will win the Money in the Bank tournament this year.
That'd be great, to be honest. Something.
So-
I need something, bro.
Not a
There we
fan
go.
of the Gilbert matches.
No, not really.
Here's a not so bold. Let me talk to you is just gonna be just a crowd pleaser all year, and that's it.
Poor guy.
Moving on.
He
Moving-
entertains me. That's all that matters.
Moving on. The 2024 King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. So I couldn't really find an updated bracket. This is what I got so far, but we got Jey Uso, who beat Dragunov, who's in the quarterfinals, and then we had Gunther, who faced Kofi instead of Xavier Woods
That was a good match.
because
Does
Xavier
Xavier
Woods is
actually
hurt.
have an injury? Is that real?
I think so.
Okay.
But he was the last Money in the Bank, he was the last King of the Ring winner. I think it was 2021. They haven't had the tournament since. So
Yeah,
he was
he was
technically the defending champion.
He was, right.
And he's not in the match. So that kind of sucked. But the match was good overall. Kofi could always bring it. If we pull it back, there's the update. Well, not the update. This is prior to Monday Night Raw. I couldn't find anything more. But with that being said, guys, do you guys give me your men? Well, what do you think about the tournament overall returning? And then give me a prediction on who's going to win based on what you guys see so far.
The tournament's always been wonderful, at least for myself, right? Because here's an opportunity for no names, potential names to make a push. As we know, there's been various people that have won this thing and that went on to just headline WrestleMania or have just rejuvenated their careers. King Booker is a good example. Obviously, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H was, I think, British Bulldog won it to one point in time. I mean, there's a lot of big name people that have done this before. So to bring it back, if we're talking about the men's, I think Gunther and Jey Uso are on opposite sides of the bracket, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be those two in the finals. So
No.
No.
They're in the semifinals against each
They
other.
face each other.
Oh, they face
Because
each other.
The winner
the other
of
side is
Raw
LA
will
Knight.
face the winner of SmackDown.
Yeah, the other side is
Oh.
Orton, Hayes, and Knight and Tonga. That's
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They have to face each other Friday.
Who's on
Yeah.
the SmackDown side?
So on the
Orton,
quarterfinals
Hayes,
right now,
Knight and Tonga.
So Carmelo Hayes, Randy.
There's still 4 left from each bracket.
So this SmackDown will be Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes, and then LA Knight versus Tama Tonga.
Yeah, and then whoever wins those 2 matches faces each other, and that's in SmackDown's final.
Yeah. So right now,
Uso and Gunther are the final on Raw.
correct.
I'll take Gunther, and then I'll do Randy Orton.
So Gunther versus Randy Orton. So who wins it all? Gunther.
Gunther wins the whole thing. I'll say Gunther wins the whole thing. I mean, because like I want LA Knight to go to the finals. That'd be really cool to see him versus Gunther. But I mean, Randy Orton right now is so, I mean, he's so white hot. I can't envision him losing unless it's to like that of a Gunther, right? You know, so Carmelo Hayes and him are going to put on a good show. That's for sure. So.
Okay. Angel, thoughts on the tournament returning and prediction for the men's. We'll get to the women's in a second.
I'm always a fan of earning the number 1 contender. All wrestling shows should always have some sort of number 1 contender tournaments, elimination match, you name it, something. Battle Royal, even though I'm not a big fan of those, but something, not just you're going to face Logan Paul, King of just getting thrown to the number 1 contender for no reason. Like, I'm not a fan of that stuff. So I will always be a fan of King of the Ring. How they're doing it each week, building up to it, I don't mind it. I mean, they could do a little bit more. But what's saving them is the entries in the roster from each show. I think they did a good job. A lot of young talent in here. You got Tama Tonga, Dragunov wrestled. You got Carmelo, obviously, and you got some old school guys like Mysterio in there. And then the current era guys like LA Knight. So I think they did a good job of putting together and we're talking about the King of the Ring side. The Queen of the Ring side is pretty good too. I enjoyed those matches too. But as far as the PLE, I don't know. I guess it's just going to be 2 final matches, right? That's the PLE at this point. The women's final and the men's final.
Yeah, that's it.
I think they should do maybe have them do more than one match in one night, but they don't really do that anymore, right? Like have people fight more than once in one night, official matches.
So
Unless
that's
you're
kinda
Seth
cool.
Rollins.
Except for Seth Rollins, he's like the only one. But I think it'd be cool to see that. That's like it reminds me of like I don't know how much MMA you guys know about, but like before they used to do like Strike Force tournaments where they would fight multiple times on the same day or the same weekend. Like that type of idea for this would be really cool to see. Like guys fight more than once in a night. There's probably a risk for injuries and stuff like that, so that's probably why they don't do it, and it can ruin the cards. But I don't know. It'd just be cool to see more than just the two finals for the PLE. I know they have title matches they got to put on, and like Mark says, it's like an alternate universe for some of these PLDs in Saudi. But I don't know. I like these tournaments. I hope they do more of them. I just wish there was a little bit more to them at this point.
Well, let me talk to you. Just trying to trigger David. All right. No, but for real, let me talk to you guys. So, likes and dislikes. I like that the King of the Ring tournament is back. I've always been a big fan of it. I mean, we could go back to the Bret Hart days, Stone Cold days, when everyone competed in the same night. So that's the thing that I dislike. And it's kind of hard for me to say I dislike it because I really don't hate the tournament matches because it gives the card meaning leading up to the King and Queen of the Ring PLE. I just wish that we would just go back to the old school form and have everyone compete on that actual PLE and just watch just straight up wrestling the entire night. No promos, no bullshit, just straight up tournament and crown them at the end. Second thing is I'm a little pissed off like everybody else that Braun Breaker was not in the tournament. I have no idea what they're doing with him. And we even saw him this past Monday Night Raw that he wasn't happy himself. So I don't know if we're going to get a heel Braun Breaker or not, because this guy was supposed to be the next big thing. Just don't know if we're going to get heel or face Braun Breaker. So that at least I'm interested because it is being noted on Raw that they excluded him from the tournament, but with no reason why. So we'll see how that goes as far as his character growth. Drew McIntyre being removed from the tournament due to injury, that kind of sucked, and replaced by Jey Uso, which further pushes, Drew McIntyre's hatred for just the whole world and how everyone's against him. So, that's fun. And the last thing that I dislike is I see the return of the crowns. And I'm just petrified that whoever wins these tournaments, they're going to get that stupid royalty gimmick. And I don't want to see it. It's played out. Just dub them the King and Queen of the Ring, give them their title shot for any title that they want to do, and call it a day. I think if Gunther wins, which I do believe Gunther will win the tournament, I don't think he'll don that. But I think if Tiffy wins the women's, I think she's going to don that queen thing. But we'll get there in a second. But those are just my quick thoughts on the King and Queen of the Ring. As far as who wins, I do enjoy that NXT stars are actually getting a great showing, despite Dragunov's loss to Jey Uso. We all knew he wasn't going to beat Jey Uso, but the match was fantastic. Even Gunther's match against Kofi was fantastic. My prediction for SmackDown, we got Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes beats Randy Orton because of the bloodline. And I think LA Knight beats Tama Tonga because of Randy Orton getting back. And we'll have a Carmelo Hayes LA Knight semifinal match. So we'll see that. But overall, I think Gunther wins. And I think that's as far as your boy will go, unfortunately, Gonzo. It's just another L for him. So, sorry.
Mark, you have Gunther winning the whole thing?
I have Gunther winning the whole thing. Yeah.
What about the ladies?
As far as females, so the quarterfinal matchups that we have right now, so we have in the Raw side, we have Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria for the Raw side, and SmackDown will have two matches. So we're going to get Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax, and then Bianca Belair versus Tiffany Stratton. So what do you guys think as far as those? So Gonzo, we'll start with you. Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. Who wins?
Jade.
Obviously, I think we're all in agreement on that one, right?
This is going to be a Gilbert. This is going to be a Gilbert match.
Your favorite wrestler?
I like Jade more. So unfortunately, WWE has put me in a bit of a bind here.
Wow, dude, that's messed up, dude.
So then I think we're all in agreement that Jade wins that match, right?
I guess Gonzo's betraying. So yeah.
All right. So and then we got Bianca Belair versus Tiffy Time.
Well, Tiffy Time's about to get fired, so
You think so?
apparently there's a report that came out.
Talk about it. Ugh.
Racial slurs and discrimination. I don't know. It's all over the place. For those
So
of you who have no idea what's going on,
Go ahead. Yeah, there you go.
I think it was Angel that dropped a random TikTok video of a gentleman that was talking about a video that Tiffy Time had posted several months ago, and then she followed to take the video down because it had such negative reaction. And apparently, it's a match where Tiffy is involved. It's a tag team match. She comes over, she ends up striking Jade Cargill, and then it goes to like a cut of where Bianca is kind of like shocked. And the reason that this is such a big discussion point is Tiffy Time had posted this video, and there was a voiceover of her making a.
It wasn't her voice.
Wasn't her voice. Somebody
not her
else.
voice, but it's
So
like it's from like a song or something. I don't know.
yeah,
But
it's a voiceover, and it's like she makes a specific comment towards Jade Cargill, and because of that, right now it's been catching a lot of negative activity. So
do you think this is going to affect her win? Because I don't see Belair beating Tiffy Time and setting up Belair versus Jade already. I think it's too soon for that.
Why don't we just put it this way? Tiffy should win. If she
Mhm.
loses, are we going to agree that it's because of this situation?
Oh, yeah.
That's an
Yeah.
investigation at that
Yeah,
point.
because Tiffy Time should win
Okay.
this entire tournament. It should be
Right.
Tiffy versus Lyra Valkyria.
Right. I agree. I think sorry, Gonzo, I know you were going through your stage, but I just want to say real quick, if Tiffy loses to Bianca, I think it's because this situation might be involved with that. That's
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
it's gonna be I mean, I think it's gonna be Io Sky versus Jade Cargill, but that's just me.
EO.
I was going back and forth with that, but I think
might be
Lyra looks really strong.
It might be Lyra, dude, because
And
Zoe wrestled really good in that match, and I
Mhm.
thought Zoe might have taken I thought she was going to win that match.
Any
Mhm.
person that I like, they either have a catastrophic career-ending injury or
Okay,
they
guy.
just
What
deflate
is
themselves.
this guy?
So I can't speak positively about people that I like. Look at this. All of a sudden, I'm doing Tiffy Time every 2 seconds, and now she's talking about getting fired from the
Everybody is.
company.
It's not just you.
She's not getting fired.
So
She's not getting fired. Here's the thing, man. I'm telling you right now. I understand WWE's backed into a corner right now. I'm pretty sure Tiffy's already explaining what's going on backstage. There's no way in hell I see her losing to Bianca unless, like Angel says, this is a bigger deal than what everyone's making it. Because to put Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair already in a semifinal match pinned against each other when they're tag team champions, it's not time. It's not
If
ready.
anything, you should probably push Tiffy to face Jade. That'd be more exciting.
Exactly. And then
if you want to make, if you want to flip the script on this whole drama or, whatever you want.
And then you could have Jade go over. Jade is the only person in this entire tournament that can go over Tiffy. If it's not going to be Jade, then Tiffy has to win the entire thing.
100%. If they can work together, do a final together, and Jade goes over, I mean, that's the best case scenario. And everyone will forget about this whole thing, in my opinion.
all I know, there's a lot of pissed off people, so I don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
So, all right, final. Who wins the female queen of, the female queen of the ring? Of course. Who wins the queen of the ring tournament?
Well, I already said
it's either Lyra or Jade.
Oh, so we're not even saying Tiffy anymore. So Tiffy's just dead.
Dude, I think Lyra's getting this push from all pushes. You saw her talk with Becky.
I agree. Like, but I did notice that.
Weird.
We're about to get we're about to get team Ireland, bro. It's about to be another tag team. That's what we're gonna get. We're getting team Ireland.
Think about it. So you're gonna have I think it could be Lyra. It's gonna I'll pick Jade right now because it should be Jade. It should be Tiffy, but it should be Jade.
Okay.
So I'll stick with Jade.
I'm sticking with Tiffy. I don't think this is a bigger. I think it's being blown out of proportion. I think it's already explained themselves. I think we're definitely gonna get freaking Jade versus Tiffy, and we'll let freaking Jade beat the shit out of her a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's Tiffy time.
Io Sky.
Oh,
just
God.
Just because of the Tiffy Time news. So why not? We'll give Io Sky her
Io's
rematch.
gonna go over Lyra, Jade, and Tiffy.
Why not?
Okay, good luck.
There's no
that.
Tiffy. Because my immediate answer would be Tiffy Time all the way. I wouldn't even waste time on this other discussion.
Angel, in Gonzo's defense, the finals are in Jeddah, aka freaking not in Earth You know,
It's not Earth
Fake land.
616,
it's
right?
not
Fake
Earth
land.
616. We're in fucking the Ultimate Universe or whatever the
We're in
fuck.
Secret Wars.
Like, you
Yeah,
know
it's
what
a
I mean?
different universe.
So it could happen. I mean, Braun Strowman won the greatest Royal Rumble over there, and who everyone just talks about that. So
Well, the 40 man or whatever that was.
it was like 40 or 50. No, it was 50. 40 was Rey
50?
Mysterio when he won.
Okay.
Yeah.
60.
All
We'll
right.
just say 60. It
So-
sounds better.
100.
But whatever. Speaking of the Ultimate Universe, we got Cody Rhodes
Oh,
versus
God.
Logan Paul,
Let's
This is
go.
the
desperation.
King of the
Let's
Ring.
go.
Questions for you guys.
No, question for Gonzo.
Oh, okay. Questions for Gonzo. What's your question?
Yeah, Gonzo. What happens with the U.S. title if Cody wins?
That's what I'm saying.
No, I want Gonzo to answer though. What happens?
What happens to it?
Yeah,
They can get rid of it because it looks ugly.
yeah, because nobody knows. They
It's
don't
gonna
talk
be
about it.
it's gonna
It's a
be part of the
mystery.
nano armor because again, with Cody, it's just gonna become part of him. It's gonna be beautiful, and they
So
can just get rid of that.
So, question for both of you guys: is this a double title match?
Yeah,
I don't
it
know.
is.
I don't think
Supposedly.
so. I don't
According
think
to
so.
Cody, it is, and then Paul just never acknowledges it. Cody keeps bringing up Paul.
According to
What do you call
Cody,
himself? Grand
in the
Slam champion or some shit. What do you call
yeah,
it?
because he's
Grand
never won
Slam,
the
yeah.
U.S. title. So
Yeah.
if he wins the United States Championship, Grand Slam title. However, when Aldis was in the ring, okay, on SmackDown last week with Cody, he says, "I've searched and we're looking for your new challenger," which indicates a challenger for the undisputed WWE Championship,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
when Cody was dropping his promo, like Angel said, becoming a Grand Slam champion. So we don't know if this is a double title. And if it is, there's no
Logan
way in
never
hell.
acknowledges it.
There's no way
Never.
in hell Cody's losing this match. So
Oh, no.
now you're gonna have
Can you
Cody.
imagine?
Cody's gonna have two titles now. Like this is so stupid
The
because
only
then
way
like-
they get out of this, which is probably what's going to happen, there's going to be some sort of interference or DQ, right? Because then they both just leave with their titles.
they could.
That's what's going to
Ric
happen.
Flair style.
It has to be. This is the only way to end it. How else do you end this?
So here is the other scenario. Let's say it is only for the WWE Undisputed Championship, which it should be. But according to WWE's BS rules, if Cody pins Logan Paul, guess who's the number one contender? Cody Rhodes. So we're gonna have to get that US Championship title match between Cody and anyway. So it's like
You see this going beyond this fake PLE?
no, I don't. That's what I'm saying. However, I'm just explaining the WWE's rules of things the past decade, where if you pin the champion, then you're the number one contender, because they kind of went away with number one contender matches until recently, which thank God they are back, but that's pretty much what the thing has been with WWE. There's no rematch clauses in WWE anymore, and there's pretty much non-existent up until recently number one contender matches. So if Cody pins Logan in just a WWE Championship match, then Cody is technically the number one contender. So then what do you do?
So if it's not Logan, in your guys' opinion,
Mm-hmm.
who should Cody be facing at this PLE?
Ooh, well, great. Wasn't expecting that question. Great question. Let's see. SmackDown Superstars, right?
I guess technically, yes, according to the draft. But yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura. Only because
that's a good one.
There's history there.
Only because there's history there. We kind of had
a shot.
He deserves a shot. We had a bullshit blow off. Yes, we've had multiple matches with them, but you're in Ultimate Universe anyway, so you can just do one more match and call it a day. That's what I would do.
I mean, he's already lost to him how many times? So
yeah,
might as well be at a PLE for the title. That's cooler than the rope match, I guess.
International match could have been a lot more exposure for Shinsuke. That's what I would have done.
Do you have a suggestion of, if not Logan, then who?
Plus, what Gonzo thinks, I love. What he I'm sorry. Plus, what he thinks, I love Shinsuke's little promo vignettes. Those are fucking awesome. I'm just saying.
EO's copying.
Why am I hating on Shinsuke? I like Shinsuke.
I didn't say you hate. I said why you're thinking.
My bad. See, this is what you've done to me. Me and you just go back and forth because we can never agree on anything. Jade's got to win. Love Tiffy, but no shot that Jade loses this early. Hey, I mean,
if it's to Tiffy, it can happen. But anyone else but Tiffy, no.
Yeah, this whole thing doesn't make sense. I mean, I would like LA Knight, right? He's on SmackDown. Randy Orton technically is on SmackDown. So, I mean, those two people right off the bat could be inserted into this PLE if you wanted just to have a one of, right? I mean,
Yeah. No, I agree
so
with that.
if you had star power, big name, because again, that's what they're doing, right? Logan Paul, it's an individual that has a lot of star power clout behind his name. And technically, it's not a bum. He has the US title, right? So technically, on paper, he has a title. It's title for title. It's champion versus champion. And technically, right, US and Intercontinental title are right underneath what the world champions, undisputed champions are supposed to be. So, with that being said, it's another way to push the prime drink. I mean, that's another reason why he's probably in this PLE. Let's
He could
be
have
real
been in the
here.
PLE defending his title against somebody else. You didn't have to pin him against Cody.
But
So-
don't you think WWE is kind of putting themselves in a corner here?
No,
If Cody wins,
I'm entertained
and he
right
gets
now.
both belts, you're having a mid card belt pretty much eliminated for how long? Because Cody's gonna be in matches where he only loses one of these belts and not the other. Like that doesn't exist. He would have to lose both almost every time he's competing if it's for a title. I don't see them being like, oh yeah, Cody's only gonna defend the US title. The WWE title's gonna be over here in a closet until this match is over. And then if Logan wins, I mean he's not gonna, so we shouldn't even talk about it because he's not gonna. But
Hey brother, let me talk to you. I have a fix for that. This could be, if it is champion versus if it is title versus for title, I think it's just a way to give Cody a Grand Slam championship just to make his resume better. And I could 100,000,000% see Cody coming up next the following Friday and relinquishing that championship
And putting it up for whoever to
Oh,
get it.
and I could just see it.
relinquishing it.
I could just see it and be like,
That is dog shit.
Dude,
I'm sorry.
yep,
That is dog shit.
I could
You
just
hear that?
see
Yup.
it. I could
That
just
is
see
so-
it. I could just
that
see
is
it.
terrible. That is
It-
terrible.
That
It
sounds
take-
like Tony Khan booking right there.
That's awful.
It's not Tony Khan booking. You know whose booking is it? Since you want to talk shit about another company, it's Eric Bischoff's booking because Lance Storm did it 20 years ago when he had 4 championships at once and relinquished all the titles.
4
Don't-
championships.
don't
At least
come
he
at
had
me.
4.
Don't come at me. This
That
guy
is
always
awful
talking
if that
shit.
happens.
This guy always talking shit. Anyway, but I could 100,000,000% seeing Cody coming out the following Friday, giving this amazing promo how this championship means so much, but I have duties as the undisputed WWE champion and blah blah blah, and relinquishing it, and then having a new tournament to determine a new champion. I could just see that happening if it's title for title. If it's not title for title and Cody wins, he's no more contender. So I mean, I don't know.
Either way, Angel's head's about to explode. So
All right, so
I just-
real quick,
I just don't get how they're gonna get away from this corner they're painting themselves in. It's crazy to me. I don't understand why.
So Terrellism says if it's title for title, Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul will end in a WWE fashion DQ, or Cody wins the US title. Agreed. And Vince McMahon is shadow booking this crap. Holy shit. Alrighty then.
Insanity.
And then can you take him serious with that stash? Who are we
He's
talking
talking
about?
about Gonzo. He's talking about Gonzo.
Oh, okay.
no, he's talking about Vince McMahon. Oh, is that Abate? Never
Yeah,
mind.
he's talking about you. He's talking about you. He's talking about
God.
you. He's talking about you.
I
I
thought
don't
he
know,
was
man.
talking about Vinnie Mac.
No.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's just very questionable booking. If you really wanted the name of Logan Paul on your show, you could have just had him defend the United States Championship and call it a day.
Is there a number 1 contender for the US title?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Would it be Kevin Owens? Like
And Randy Orton.
I'm trying to
Probably.
think of
Well, that was
someone-
that was the
Who-
WrestleMania blow off
who,
though. So
who can interfere in this match and say this should have been my title shot? Like I'm trying to think of someone like that, and I can't.
I mean,
There
it could
isn't
be
yet.
there isn't yet. I mean, it could be Kevin Owens, could be Shinsuke Nakamura, could be any of these other guys that are not being utilized
I
right
hope
now.
Shinsuke comes out and says this should have been my match for the US title. I'm like fucks it all up.
This guy's in.
I wish
This guy's in the Ultimate Universe with Gonzo too.
that's better than what the hell? That's better than relinquishing the title. I'd rather have that.
Roman comes back, easy peasy.
I mean, it is what it is. All right, moving on. Let's talk a little NXT, guys. So we got the Women's North American Championship. There's that new title.
About time they're going to introduce a different title.
They need to do that in the in Earth 616 for the women up here, but we'll see what happens. And here's the tournament. So we had a women's combine,
Love it.
which showed speed, power, strength, and conditioning. And you got into this point system in which we see, which is also the brackets on who you guys face. So you had Sol Ruka Angel's girl versus Izzy Dane. Ruka advances to Battleground, which will be at Battleground in Vegas in the UFC Apex Arena or whatever it's called, in a ladder match.
This
Just
is
to
the one that Triple H was talking about, right?
yeah, and just to clarify, it's not a ladder match every single match because Angel was so confused on what was going on.
Why is it called that? That makes no sense.
But yeah, so we had Sol Ruka advance as well as Lash Legend versus Ivy Nile advance to Battleground. So we got 2 people advancing so far. Once again, these are all the competitors.
Why is Ivy Nile rated so low?
I guess she didn't beat Lash Legend, Fallon Henley, Meechin, Brindley Reese, Jada Parker, Hale.
Okay.
You know? So, but I actually thought the combine was pretty cool.
No, that was cool.
That was something different, and I'd leave it to NXT to just come up with different, ideas to find contenders. Love it. Just like that Iron Survivor Challenge match that we have. This is just another thing that they just did for the first time, which is pretty cool. But what do you guys think of the booking? So what do you guys think of the booking so far? And let's give you some way too early predictions on who is the first ever champion. So I'm going to put up this in case you guys don't know who's competing. 1 through 12, who's competing? What do you guys think of the match and how they qualified for it? And early prediction on who do you guys think it will? So there's the competitors. Gonzo, you can go first.
I liked how they did the combine. So this whole ranking system is really intriguing to definitely talk about, right? And so just because, again, you have a rating of 93 or 90 doesn't necessarily mean you're a terrible wrestler, right? So the people that are on this list that I like a lot is Tatum Paxley. She's actually the girl that I do want to see a big push come for. Fallon Henley is another lady that I do enjoy. Her in-ring ability and mic skills are really good too. So
and a new heel turn for her too. Sorry.
Yeah. Is she going against Tatum Paxley in the first round? Those two?
I think so.
I really would have loved to see them kind of separate, but those 2 ladies in particular.
Is there a bracket for this?
I was trying to find it. I can't find it. If you could find it for me.
Hard to find. Yeah. So I would like to see maybe a semifinals match of Tatum Paxley versus Fallon Henley, like I was saying. Sol Ruka, I know she's getting a major push right now. I don't want her to win. I think Fallon Henley potentially could get this possible victory in this whole bracket thing. Meechin needs to be a first round knockout. She needs to go away.
Oh wow.
What? Meechin's your girl?
She's on the main show. I thought you would show some respect.
No,
Ivy
got first round knocked out. All these girls get first round knocked out.
Wow. Okay.
So Lash Legend.
No respect.
It's not about respect. All these women keep getting knocked out if they're on the main roster. Natalia consistently loses every 2 seconds.
I don't want to talk about Natalia.
We're not. Keep talking about the tournament.
That's fine. So that's my thing for the tournament. Sol Ruka, she needs to have a name change because that name is very annoying to me. Maybe just call her Sol or just call her Ruka or something like that. But I honestly thought she blew out her ACL today when I was watching the NXT because she went over the rope and she landed completely awkwardly on her knee. And I said, oh, there goes her ACL. I said, there you go. This high flying act. I said, how long is this going to potentially just keep up for? But those are my predictions.
She does have an unnecessary finisher where she does a flip to a cutter.
It's a super cutter.
So it's I thought Cody's springboard cutter was a little ridiculous, but hers doing a fucking flip springboard cutter is a little insane.
I mean, she hit that one in NXT tonight, and it was a super cutter out of nowhere that ended the match. So
that's Angel's girl though, so you better be careful.
Since when? Ruka? When did I talk about her? He's just making that up. That's not true at all.
So defensive.
I don't think she's bad. She might
Angel, here's the list again. Do you have anybody out to you that you think will win the whole tournament?
Lash Legend still in it or no?
Yeah,
Lash Legend's still in it. That was my pick actually.
Yeah, I think it's either Legend or Paxley. Those would be my 2 number 1 options here. Ruka would be a good option too, and man, I feel bad for Ivy now. I feel like she deserves
she's on the main roster though, so it's not gonna be her.
They're just gonna knock her out. I feel
it's no Meechin, it's no Nile, 1,000,000,000%.
Yeah, I guess.
So
and then
give that respect to Thea Hale.
Yeah,
I love Thea Hale. I think it's going to be either Sol Ruka or Last Legend right now.
yeah, probably. And then Jada Parker, just because she's the hottest one in the whole roster.
Like the hottest, like
Hottest
look
wrestler.
wise,
Look,
or
you
I'm
have to clarify here.
confused. I'm
Just
so
look wise.
confused. Really,
Oh yeah.
really.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me pull up that list again. Now, hold on, let me see the hottest one.
What? It has nothing to do with their talent. She's literally just a manager right now. But I just like Jada Parker.
I guess in this list, I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah. Oh, the whole NXT roster. She's number 1.
The whole NXT roster? No,
Oh, yeah.
I'll take Roxanne Perez all day.
No, I like
Yeah.
Roxanne too, but
Yeah,
Jada's,
take Roxanne Perez all day.
Jada's number 1.
Okay then. All right.
She's Roman Reigns of that listing.
Roman Reigns. The
The NXT
tribal.
roster. For
Wow. Okay. Angels into the Hood Rats. All right, got it. All right.
It's just a character, Mark.
Moving. Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on. Sticking with the NXT. My boy, Tony D'Angelo, the new NXT Heritage Cup champion.
We won something finally.
That was a wrestling clinic that those two men put on.
So I'm if you don't mind, I'll start. I agree with Gonzo. I loved it. I wish this is what the speed bullshit championship was for 3 minutes, because this is 6 3-minute rounds. I would have rather do that as opposed to the speed championship. Speed championships is dumb. But anyway,
Are they still doing matches on Speed?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
What's going
Ricochet's
on?
champion. I
they're
think
in season 2
already.
Season 2. Yeah,
What does that mean? So someone's
Jeez.
they're in a tournament to fight Ricochet at some point?
I
Is that what's
guess.
going on?
I
Like
guess.
number one contender fight?
I haven't even fucking followed it.
Sorry, I just
bro.
had to ask because I'm like,
No,
what could they
I
even be doing?
really don't know. I really don't know.
Okay.
But the
Terrellism. He needs to give us some info.
But I 100% love the Heritage Cup. I love the rules. It just takes you to freaking high school and college wrestling. Fantastic. What I'm pissed off about is that it's Tony D'Angelo winning, because I want to talk about his fall from the main event scene to a Heritage Cup, which also has barely been defended since Charlie Dempsey won it.
Yeah.
So that is my thing. I don't know what you guys is thoughts on this. I do love that Tony D'Angelo won something, but his fall is really disappointing to me, because he was just a stand and deliver.
The Don has money. This was the appropriate pick to go over. You've seen on the show, 20 grand. He got fined, immediately just gave that and then some to the active GM. So they did this as a wonderful marketing campaign. He's going to help give purpose to this wonderful, wonderful Heritage Cup, right? Bring it from the depths of despair and give it light.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. Gonzo just hit it on the head. He's bringing this Heritage Cup, which is already a cool idea, that maybe is not getting the shine that it deserves, and he's bringing it higher up. I see this as more him bringing up and helping NXT than him falling in NXT. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I like that. I like that perspective.
Yeah,
You're helping my boy out. You're helping my boy out.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
absolutely.
For sure, because he's not a bum. That's not what's happening here. He's not falling, in my opinion.
Who does commentary with Booker T?
Oh, I forget his
Damn it.
name.
Yeah, me too.
That commentator they specifically identified the accolades of high school of what Tony D'Angelo had done, and also his amateur wrestling
did.
background.
He did.
And that was on full display in that first round and second round when they were doing this. So this is all on purpose. I wouldn't say it's
Nigel
a fall.
McGuinness.
Yeah, Nigel. That's his name.
I wouldn't say that this is a fall. I would say that this is them elevating this even to greater heights, because the whole 1 minute round or two, however long,
It's 3 minutes, six rounds. Well, possibly 6 rounds. It's 5. If they're tied after 5, they'll go to a 6th and final round. And if they're tied after the 6th round, then the champion retains.
It's a wonderful concept.
Yeah.
And this is the right person right now to help elevate this and actually gain a lot of momentum. So
yeah. I mean, the character's still there. You guys know how much I love Tony D'Angelo. I mean, the fact that he took the no quarter catch clause. If you guys don't know what that is, so basically they gave them the New Day clause where anyone from the New Day can defend the tag team titles. It was the same thing with the Heritage Cup. So Tony D'Angelo used his little mob character to take those two out and make sure that he fought Dempsey. I thought that was dope. He has still the best character in NXT, in my opinion. So, I mean, I'm glad that he actually won something. Like I said, I wish it would have been the NXT Championship, but we all know Trick Willie's got that on lock right now for the
That's what I was going to say
future.
too.
So,
Trick is kind of a roadblock right now for a lot of the main card guys. So
yeah, for
it's
sure.
tough.
For sure. So, but it is cool. Like I said, I wish the Heritage Cup was more of like the speed. I feel like the speed could have been 3-minute matches as opposed to a 3-minute match overall. I think that'd be better because otherwise I really don't care about the speed championship. Not that I'm trying to use this segment to shit on it. I'm just saying like this is just what I wanted to talk about with the Heritage Cup because I'm so high on this cup. This cup is awesome. And hopefully Tony defends it a lot more than the Catch Crew did.
Like, can you imagine you see guys like Gable, other dudes in that genre that can really go hard on a match like that.
That's a great point, dude.
It's gonna see you could see some amazing matches with guys with that kind of talent in the ring.
I feel like with that,
women
I could no for sure. I feel like with that, that's a great point. I feel like with that, you could utilize the guys that you know are not really going to be the guys, right?
Right.
And still showcase their talents in a cup like this, constantly defending it and constantly showcasing why they would probably went into this
technical
professionally.
Geniuses. Yeah.
Exactly. That's a fantastic point, dude. Gonzo, do you have anything you want to add on the Heritage Cup?
No, I speak highly of it. So I think this is going to get the necessary shot in the arm to even take it to greater heights.
Well, I want to see next week immediately. I want this shit defended next week because I think I could be wrong. Someone could call me out if they want to, but I'm pretty sure Dempsey only defended it twice and he won it about 2 months ago. So that's just me. But I want to see it defended next week. So we'll see. Moving on, guys, to the Judgment Day plus Carlito.
He's already wearing the colors.
So, I mean, there he is, Carlito. Damian saying that he's cool, you know. But before we get to the Carlito part, so we got McIntyre. If we guys watched Raw, which we did, he is to receive a title shot against Damian Priest once he is cleared. So, what do you guys think about that? I kind of liked how Damian Priest pretty much called him out, saying that he's just too obsessed with Punk to just do anything else with his life. So, he's not really focused. But go on, Angel. What you got going on?
It's not King of the Ring?
No. Well, I mean, if he's cleared by King of the Ring, then yeah, it's King of the Ring. But not, let me double check. But no, I think it's just once he's cleared.
So if he's not cleared, Damian's not wrestling at King of the Ring?
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
Okay. No, I'll just clarify because I wasn't 100% sure of how that was working.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So what do you guys think about that aspect on everything going on with Drew McIntyre and, of course, his involvement with the title? Does he have any shot in hell, or is just Punk just going to ruin it?
I mean, I think this was one of Damian Priest's better promos, that's for sure. He was very fluid. He was very articulate. It flowed nicely. And to me, this was him just talking off script about whatever he wanted to talk about. I could tell the difference between a scripted Damian Priest and an unscripted Damian Priest, and he nailed it. And so, does he have a shot? I think he retains it as far as his title goes. You know, Drew, I'm going to see Punk do some terrible things that's going to cost a certain Drew McIntyre that match. Why not? It's going to be an awesome thing because we keep seeing this game of cat and mouse between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. And Drew keeps on laying into this. He keeps running away from me. So why not? Here's a match for the title, and out comes CM Punk again to screw over Drew McIntyre just to add additional fuel to that fire.
I personally love the promo as well. I mean, I love how McIntyre was just continues to blame everybody for his mistakes and the fact that Damian Priest called him out, be like, hey, you're the one who fucked up. You're the one who, you know, told me not to cash in on you, wanted you to cash in on Seth. You're the one who stood out there with Punk rubbing it in your face and not focusing on your wife and celebrating. And I think that was just straight savage from Priest. It was definitely one of the better promos.
I said, I think it was unscripted.
Yeah.
You know him and what's up?
I think what you're hinting at, I think you like Damian as a solo wrestler, and Judgment Day pulls away from him. and his scripted promos are because he has to deal with 3, 4, 5 people at once when he's doing anything because he's always with Judgment Day. This is the first time you're seeing him in a long time having to just go one-on-one with his opponent or just talk to the fans, talk to the camera. Every other promo he's ever done, there's involvement with others, Finn, whoever else. You already know who they all are. But I just think that's why maybe you're going to like him more now because you're going to see more of his personality versus the soap opera that is the Judgment Day.
You're starting to see it anyway. I mean, he's starting to dress differently too.
Right.
Interesting.
Exactly.
All right, so before we continue, to answer Angel's question, I just looked it up.
Oh,
they
okay.
are not on the King of the Ring card.
Okay. Is he
So-
so Damien's not on the card at all to face anyone?
Nope.
Okay.
So according to this, we have the Raw semifinal winner versus the SmackDown semifinal winner for the both King and Queen tournament finals. And then we got Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable for the Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship.
Yeah, I knew that one. Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul. For the undisputed... Wait, it doesn't say what it is. It could be champion versus champion. So the exact wording of everything prior to that match, it said it's for the championship. This one just says Cody Rhodes, in parentheses, undisputed WWE champion versus Logan Paul, WWE United States champion. It does not say a title is on the line.
The other one. Wait,
It doesn't say any title
the
is on
women's
the line.
title, or how about the IC title? It says the IC title's on the line.
It says, so for the women's championship, it says Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the women's world championship, and then and then Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed versus Chad Gable for the WWE Intercontinental Championship.
It's literally like they want it to be like ambiguity, like they don't want anyone to know what actually it is. It's like on purpose at this point.
It could be different, but as of right now, this is the official card.
Oh, Marc.
So far, yeah.
Darby Allin's back, bro.
Oh, that's cool.
After
so we're on WWE show. We're the WWE show. WWE guys, come on. All right. So yeah. All right. Moving on. It seems as though the Judgment Day are seemingly on the same page after the apology last week. And then we have Carlito offering to help the Judgment Day. In return, they would help him against the LWO because, you know, that freaking war is still going on.
Latino wars, baby.
The Latino war still going on. So what do you guys think of Carlito's like insertion to the Judgment Day? I'm not gonna say he's an official guy, but he's a heel now, which heel Carlito is always better. I'm gonna say that right now. But what do you guys think of the added maybe freshness to the Judgment Day? What do you think about it, Angel?
It's weird. The reason why he's upset is because he got replaced at WrestleMania, right? Was that?
Yeah.
Was it WrestleMania?
Yeah, it was WrestleMania.
WrestleMania, yeah.
I don't get it. I feel like it's kind of forced at this point. I wish there was more to it, or hopefully we get to see more. But I feel like they've already revealed it. Like that's it, and they're just trying to get factions to face each other. So at this point, it's just like factions getting thrown into,
Give me
trades.
faction wars.
Yeah, it's like just faction wars, right? And now for no reason, the poor Judgment Day has to go fight the LWO, which they had nothing to do with. It's just Dom looking for people because Dom's hurt. Finn, I don't know what's going on. Rhea's dead for months. And
El Champion's going a different direction.
What's his name? McDonough's pointless. He just gets punched in the head with Super Bowl rings. So.
I mean, it's pointless, but yet, if we move on, Carlito helped them become the #1 contenders. So, I mean, he might not be pointless anymore. He's teaming with his real-life cousin, Finn Balor, against R-Truth and The Miz.
No, you're right. It's elevated them to a spot where they get to fight for that title. You think they're going to win that?
I don't know. I got a question for Angel, though.
I don't know.
Who's the biggest loser, Solo Sikoa or
We're there.
JD
Not
McDonough?
yet. Don't answer this fucking question. This guy, dude. Keep going what we're talking about. I'm about to meet this guy.
What? It's an honest question.
Yeah, and Solo won, by the way. Fuck off.
Dude, was that you that was in that graphic real quick? Did you like Photoshop yourself in there?
No.
Look at that. That literally looks like you.
In the back?
Over his his left shoulder.
No.
Marc,
way to ruin the flow with your bullshit. So
just talking smack.
So what's going on with Dom and Rhea? You see the
Nothing.
secret
It's
meetings
Liv.
with Liv. So is Dom gonna have a new mommy?
Yes, he will.
Really?
He's gonna have to go.
I
1v
mean,
versus the
okay.
world.
There was a picture that leaked of Liv Morgan having a
The secret
purple,
little
Scarf?
purple scarf bandana that was coming out of her front pocket. So, I mean,
Yep. There's been all those promos where they're talking in the background coming out.
background
of the same
coming
room.
out. Yeah. And even went to a point where Damon straight up asked, but was interrupted once again by, Carlito. There he is again. If you guys don't like that picture. So yeah, we still don't know. So they're definitely pushing that type of angle. So we'll see what happens with that. So what's the state of the Judgment Day overall?
They seem to be okay. I don't think they're breaking up right now. There's still that. I feel like WWE has this, like, they're on the fence with them. They could break up at any moment, or they could just keep riding the same wave they've been on for years now. So they go.
I think it's just too early to break them up. Not early because they've been forever. Hear me out. I think it's too early because everyone's wants that Finn Balor versus Damian Priest feud, and it's just too early for us to give that. So unfortunately, WWE can't break them up, which is why they keep doing these little, teases here and there because they're not ready for that feud, which I think will be the feud of the summer. I think it happens like towards the end of summer, like towards the SummerSlam in August. I think that's when it'll be appropriate. But yeah, right now I think it's just too early for WWE to do that, and Damian Priest needs to get these little challengers here and there before that becomes a feud, because that's not going to be a one-off match. That will be probably a trilogy,
right.
At least. Well, in my opinion, that's just what it is. All right, moving to the main event. I just want to point out to Angel that Solo Sikoa got the W at Backlash. He got the pin and is now, there you go, with Marcos in the background, apparently.
He got the pin.
He got the pin at Backlash. So that's a dub, shutting Angel up that he's legit. The new bloodline.
And how did he get the pin?
Doesn't matter. He got the pin. Doesn't
Got
matter
the
if you
pin.
win by
No,
a
but
inch or a
wait.
mile. Doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile in WWE.
That's Dominic Toretto. Let talk to him.
I already know where Angel's going with this. Let me ask you a question. How did Roman Reigns get 56 wins?
Listen.
Yeah, listen my ass. There you go.
When you're 0-55,
yeah.
You need some legit wins.
Oh, let me talk to you.
Up to 500, okay.
0-55 still getting pushed as the top dog on SmackDown, and Cody Rhodes is like nothing. But anyway, let's recap some bloodline from last Friday night, since we're now on Wednesdays. So we're going to talk about last Friday night and going into this week of wrestling. So we did find out, which was kind of crazy to the story, that Heyman pulled Roman Reigns from the draft himself, and that he also revealed that he hasn't spoken to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania. I could tell you right now, I did not see that coming.
Nobody's spoken to him. Everybody's lying.
Well, you think so?
It's a free-for-all power.
Okay, that was my next question. Do you think they're all full of shit?
Yeah, they all are.
Okay.
Everyone's just reaching for power right now, reaching for the throne. It's a Game of Thrones, literally, until he comes back, of course, which will be awesome.
Gonzo, do you think they're all full of shit? Because I think they're all full of shit.
I mean, Solo he's rising rather quickly, whether AOK Gaming wants to acknowledge this or not. So
I'm gonna get me a Solo shirt,
he's
bro.
Rising.
I'm gonna get me a Solo shirt. Oh my god.
He's no longer being held back, so I don't know what to tell AOK Gaming. So
held back. Held back from what?
The tribal chief. Tribal chief was in his way.
He was blocked for superstardom because the tribal chief was the superstar. And now that the tribal chief is at home chilling,
you're seeing this rampage occur now.
You seeing the growth, and which is why I pushed him in our Pushberry Fire last month. Because if you recall, Angel's exact quote, I have it in my notes. What has Solo done to be pushed? End quote. You're looking at it.
You're looking at what?
You're looking at the growth.
You're
looking at the growth. He's the leader of the new bloodline.
He's the leader of the fake bloodline that's not real because nobody's talked to Roman.
But is he on TV though? Are you not, Gonzo? Are you not entertained?
I'm entertained.
There you go.
At least he talk. You know what he's done? He speaks the English language. That's what he's done so far. He says 3 to 4 sentences every Friday night. That's cool.
I'm
And
all
the words
for
of
it.
Carlito, that's cool.
Okay. So more backstory. So Paul, as he's pretty much just getting forced for Solo to do anything he wants, explain and stresses to Solo that he's Roman Reigns' wise man. And when he says that, Solo reveals that he's the one who has spoken to Roman Reigns, allegedly.
Liar.
And explains that Roman says that Heyman is to be Solo's wise man while Solo runs the bloodline in his absence. We all know that Angel doesn't buy it. I don't buy it either. Gonzo, is there someone else? Is Solo going rogue? Is Roman Reigns pulling the strings, or is it The Rock?
Oh, Papa Croc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Papa Croc's training for the MMA film that he's doing right now, so I think he's a little bit tied up with.
That has nothing to do with storytelling. I mean, you can still tell a story while he's gone.
I think it's Solo telling a lie to get
Okay.
Paul Heyman all riled up, because right now you're seeing a lot of worried and on-screen tension with the wise man, right? With the new bloodline members that are there. Everything that the wise man has come to know is completely just shriveled up and gone away. So Heyman doing his best to still keep order, right?
Damage control. That's all.
Damage control. And unfortunately, it slipped out that he hasn't talked to the main person that's been in charge of this whole thing. And now he's totally lost all control. So I like the storyline. I really do. And so it's continuing to build. It pisses AOK Gaming off and everyone that's in his following. And so
because he's a hater.
WWE is
I'm a hater
doing
on what? Dude, I
is
cannot
Solo,
wait
doing its
the
job.
rise of
I
Solo,
cannot wait
bro.
for Roman
The
to come back
rise
and the
of
wise man
Solo.
walk behind him, all with smiles, because he knows the true tribal chief is back. Because this fake little replacements bloodline you got going on, that's fake, dude.
Dude,
Early-
Chimichanga is fantastic.
Earlier, we talked about bold predictions. Let me give you another one.
I have one too, by the way. If I can go after you.
Okay, brother. Now, because I want to further piss Angel off, but I could definitely see this happening. If in fact, once again, the main event in the Ultimate Universe is title for title, Cody relinquishes it on Friday night the following week.
Oh God, this again.
And Solo emerges as your new U.S. champion. Acknowledge.
How? How does he just goes and grabs it?
No, I told you if Cody wins, if it's title versus title, he will relinquish it, and there'll be a new either battle royal or tournament or fatal 4-way, and he won't earn it. He'll have the new bloodline get it for him. But yeah.
Wow. Okay. Exciting, I guess.
So what was your other bold prediction?
So, I basically, long story short,
okay,
I think we're going to see the Wyatt family come back and fight the bloodline, because they keep saying they keep saying they pulled the wool over your eyes, blah, blah, blah. They lied to you, this and that. I think he's talking about the bloodline.
You don't think he's talking about like the machine or like the people, like the company, This
is part of it.
Okay.
Rock,
okay.
TKO, the bloodline. They control WWE. They do what they want. Everyone sees them as the family, right? Cody tried to pull this off, but his brother's not in the company. His father passed away. He couldn't pull it off the same way as like a family versus family. He had to assemble Avengers instead. You're going to see here where I think the Wyatt family will come back here and because, I mean, if you talk about I'm going to call him Bo Dallas, but him and his brother, they have true heritage in WWE just like the Bloodline did. And that'd be an interesting story. And they keep talking about them being the ones that control the what you see. It's all fake. You forgot about us. You forgot about our family is what they're basically saying. So I don't know. That's just my bold prediction.
Interesting. Gonzo, anything else you want to add?
As far as hot takes right now, no, I think I've triggered enough people tonight.
All right. Well, before we go off the air here, do you guys have any final thoughts on tonight's episode or something that we didn't cover? anything you want to bring to light.
Yeah, I want you to count how many lines Solo has every week. I want you to count them and write them down and give them to me.
Okay,
How many
so
lines?
I got homework.
Yeah, how much dialogue you get from Solo.
Okay, all right. Well, let
And
me pull.
his
Let me.
screams and grunts in the match or in his interferences do not count.
Okay, in the words of the great Dominic Toretto,
Oh,
doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. Doesn't
okay,
matter if he says one word. Doesn't say he says 55 words. Doesn't matter if he says 0 words.
If we're gonna
fact that he's
judge
getting pushed.
Roman Reigns for what he was,
Mhm.
being overshadowed by having speakers for him, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
Your boy Solo,
Mhm.
I'm gonna judge him the same way, if not harder.
He's got a wise man, and he's speaking for himself. I mean, if anything, he's ahead of the game.
All he does is threaten everybody and hug them. That's all he does.
So, I mean, if this is what you're doing your final thought of, what is your hatred for this man?
It's not
that
hatred.
is
It
that is
doesn't make
keeping
sense to me
that is keeping the
you-
Bloodline
you
faction
lo-
alive.
You're
The
loving
hottest thing on TV for the past 4 years. He's keeping it alive.
Mark,
Why are you hating?
they don't
on
even
that?
have a rivalry with anyone. Who's their rivals? What are they
Is it
accomplishing?
Randy Orton right now?
It's the entire roster.
Randy
The
Orton.
entire roster.
Okay, so it's the whole roster. That's who
Did you
they're
not
facing?
see what they were doing to Kevin Owens? Like, are you not
Yeah.
watching the
And
same
then
thing
what?
that we're
And
watching?
everyone forgot. Nobody remembers anymore. Nobody cares.
No.
Because nothing's-
The only one who doesn't remember is you, my guy. Everyone remembers this. Like,
Okay, has Kevin talked about it since? Besides
yes,
Backlash? Backlash is the last time that mattered. They haven't
Backlash just
even mentioned-
happened. It just happened.
They haven't even talked about it.
They did. They brought in another Umaga son, and they
Okay,
talked about how they
cool.
beat the shit
I
out
like
of
that.
freaking beat the shit, and the other ones
I
en route.
like the additions of the family. I like this part.
Mhm,
That's the part you're not understanding. I do like
mhm.
the bloodline getting bigger. That is dope, and I hope that continues. I know there's more. Is it what's
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu? I hope there's more coming. I like that part. Don't get me wrong. That's cool.
So
I just
hot.
need-
So
I
I
just
don't
need
understand the
Solo-
growth. Like,
I just need Solo if he's really gonna be this. I'm in charge until Roman comes back, because Roman's gonna be gone for a while. Like,
okay.
I need something more. Like,
It's
beating the hell out of
still
people for no. Why did he beat the hell out of Kevin Owens?
to make a message, bro. Be like, hey, this is me now. Now I'm the one in charge. It's not going to be like, hey, I'm Roman Reigns overnight. You have to build that, right? So you're bringing in the Umaga sons. You're going to bring in Jacob Fatu. You're still growing. Roman Reigns didn't just wake up and be like, I'm the tribal chief. He still had to grow. He had to
Really
use
woke up
Paul
in the
Heyman to help him
Shield
grow.
and
Like-
dominated everyone and made sure no one got cheated out of matches. There
So
was a purpose
you want to
to
bring
it.
up the shield. So you want to bring up the shield. Okay. So
yeah, you said
did they not?
He didn't just
Did,
get
did,
thrown.
they,
Yes, he
did
did.
not jump people from behind as if the new
There was
bloodline?
purpose. There's no purpose right now. They're just a chaotic, aimless.
The
just
purpose,
anything.
your
road.
purpose, Angel, is to keep the bloodline as the top tier status faction. That's
They
his
got
purpose.
drafted fourth.
Exactly my point. That's my whole point. He's still growing. It's the whole point of, hey, I need to establish that we're still the dominant force. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a new bloodline. All these guys are gone. Jimmy and Jay are gone. Sammy Uso's gone.
Sammy Uso.
Okay, I mean, let me see them go for some titles. Let me see them interfere in big matches. Let me see them go on Raw and SmackDown.
This guy
Like,
wants
some stuff.
wants an undisputed title match.
Bro,
fucking day
bro.
I
one.
never said undisputed.
Like, I
never
don't
said undisputed.
understand.
Did I say undisputed? No. It could be
We're
tag
getting a
team.
bunch of
There's
getting
4
filler.
tag team titles.
We're getting filler right now, so that way we can actually have character development for all of these individuals
Exactly.
right now.
That's fine, but David, you can't just throw them fighting
Uh-oh.
random people. That
David, he
have
didn't even
nothing to
call
do
me
with them.
Gonzo. He called me
I
David. That's how I
know,
know
I
he's
know.
serious right now.
It's crazy to me. You want to know what's funny? Because if we get what Angel wanted right away, Angel would be sitting there talking shit. Why did they get the titles right away? Why is Solo the United States
No.
champion?
The same way he was mad that they got drafted
it's-
late. He
it's
should be
just
mad
like-
that they're not getting tag team title.
He's still
They're not even getting
establishing the new
matches through
team.
that.
He's still
Right.
establishing the new team.
That's fine. You can.
It
Establish
takes
all you
time,
want, but just
episodes.
hitting people in the neck because they didn't let you in a locker room, like I don't know, dude. That's not like.
Losing has consequences.
Yeah, it does. Apparently,
That's
the
Solo
consequences-
Sikoa. Look what he did. He
the
killed one of the
consequences,
Usos, and
you
he's
get
been
mad at
eliminating people
people.
left and right.
I don't understand, like his hatred right now. Like I don't understand.
Not
This
hatred.
is
I
the
think
first thing I'm
they
clipping
can't-
from tonight's episode, and I want to get everyone's perspective on this that
I'm
didn't watch
pretty
today.
sure they just
Like,
are putting them
Damn,
on the
dude, he's
back
about to
burner.
throw his mic at you now
They're-
too.
They're the Braun Breaker of the
Okay, guys.
factions.
All
now.
right, they're on TV. Right there.
Doing
They're
having
they're,
one match.
they're in high
and
profile
All right.
matches.
hitting people with
all
their
right.
arms.
Yeah,
I think this is a good spot
they're
to
not
hit
having
pause.
squash matches.
This is a
Like,
good spot to
come
hit
on.
pause because we'll be here all night.
Gonzo, final thoughts on tonight, sir.
I'm just saying, I think this is a good spot to hit pause before I start another tangent of some kind. So,
All righty then. All right, Angel, why don't you tell everyone where they could find you and your shit takes on Solo Sikoa?
Oh man, they could find me at Solo Never Talks. No, I'm just kidding. A_.
He's been talking every week.
Okay.
Just
no
saying.
more tangents.
I'm gonna start counting his.
Go ahead. It
lines,
doesn't
dude.
matter.
We're
bro.
gonna play his entire segments on our stream because it's gonna be so quick. Trust me.
Oh my god. Whatever. Tell everyone where we can find you.
A_OK Gaming on Twitch, Kick, Twitter, TikTok. Find me there. And I talk more than Solo Sikoa does, so find me there.
I've watched his streams. Not really. He just yells "fuck" a lot.
I do. That's more than Solo says.
What games are you streaming nowadays?
Same ones right now. Siege. Been playing a lot of FC clubs with the guys. Like Derek, the guy's been playing with me. Where we jump in games together. Where we create a soccer player. And we throw them in there and we play as like it's kind of like 2K Rec League, like 2K Rec. You create a player and you play FIFA. It's pretty fun. Siege, obviously, and MLB. So that's it right now. Nothing crazy.
Cool. Gonzo?
As far as myself, I'm trying not to die from my allergies and random spider bites that I have just
Spider.
amassed.
Dude. He's out here
I'm
spinning
not-
web, bro.
Yeah, no webs
Miles?
just yet.
Miles
Not
Morales
even,
over
I'm not
here?
even Tobey Maguire. I don't even have any, web coming out of me just yet. Yeah, like within the last 10 days, got bit by a brown recluse. My leg blew up, and then all of a sudden, my toe did some weird thing. And then 2 days ago, I ended up getting bit in my bed by another random spider in my
Are you
heel.
kidding me?
You better
So-
spray your fucking.
Well, yeah,
I'm
not
trying to
coming
become
over
Spider-Man
anymore.
right now.
I'm not spending the night there until you get.
So
take care
outside
of
of not literally trying to die right now, that's kind of been my main focus. So the name is still the same. You can follow me on Instagram and then YouTube and what have you. And so as far as X, what used to be called Twitter, I'm usually pretty active whenever Pro Wrestling Kingpin is doing his thing on PLEs and doing some updates, just throwing some things out there. But yeah, as far as new content, I've been not as good with that of lately. And so it's one of those things where I'll get rolling here as soon as I, stop trying to become Miles Morales or Peter Parker. So we'll all be good.
There we go. All right, and you guys know me, Pro Wrestling Kingpin. You could find me at that exact tag on all social media except Facebook. Out here repping my boy Solo. Got his rookie
Solo
card the other
Rider.
day.
At
I got his rookie card the other day out of 10. So you can see that pack opening. I'm going to post that immediately following the show tonight. You can look up if you guys into wrestling cards. Definitely, I have all those clips coming. I got a lot of good stuff this week that I'm actually pretty stoked about, especially a lot of draft picks on the news. So you want to go ahead and check that out. Also, the first WWE 2K24 DLC, which features
cool.
CM Punk.
ECW drop, right?
ECW drop. You could catch me playing that or franchise in MLB The Show as the Las Vegas Blue Sox. So go ahead and follow me for that. I'll be live. I've been live all week for that as well. Other than that, remember, new nights, Smack Talk Wrestling Podcast on Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless there's a PLE. Angel, what do you got?
When are we going to SmackDown? When is that again?
June 21st. We're going to SmackDown.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
21st.
Yeah, so survive, Gonzo. Don't get bit
So
anymore.
we will get you guys some exclusive content. We'll share some pictures with you guys. We'll do that. We'll do an episode probably that weekend.
Looking forward to that.
So that'd be really cool. But like I said, you could find us on our new night Wednesdays, 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for at least the next 6 months until my job decides to not let me be great again. Or if you can't watch us at all, Spotify, Smack Talk
Or
Wrestling
YouTube.
Podcast, or YouTube, and just watch the rewatch. Until then, we appreciate you guys, appreciate the engagement, and we'll see you next week. Holla if you hear me. Soul Sokoza, the GOAT.
Maxine Dupree.